You know what I'm here for.
Back on top, punching the clock, clutching sanity. I got more cribs than Habitat for Humanity.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back. Daily December continues. It's a little late, but I want to talk about the hottest team in basketball, the Houston Rockets. 6-game win streak, just won against the Pelicans tonight. And since they made some moves to their lineup and also a young star going down with an injury, they've been playing really good lately, so I want to talk about it. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and let's get into it. So the Houston Rockets started off very poor, and I remember before the season, a lot of people's perception of the Rockets is they're not going to be a very good team, but they should be fun to watch, right? They got Kevin Porter Jr., they got the number 2 overall pick, Jalen Green. Christian Wood is a stud. Jae'Sean Tate, they got Kenyon Martin Jr. They got a lot of really good young guys that should make this an up and down team, and they should be very fun to watch. That was the perception, but through the first like 15, 16 games of the season, that wasn't the reality. It was just really bad basketball, whole bunch of isolation going on. We didn't really see the jump from KBJ that we wanted. Jalen Green was not great. It just wasn't really great to watch. It wasn't good for the viewing experience, so a lot of people were turned off by the Rockets. But since Jalen Green has been out with an injury and they moved Christian Wood over to the 5, they haven't lost a game. They're 6-0 since they moved Christian Wood to the 5. And I want to start with Christian Wood. He's just been playing all-star caliber basketball. I mean, I think last season, if he didn't get hurt and maybe, you know, James Harden stays in Houston, he had a real potential to be an all-star last year. But he was in most improved player talks. He really, you know, stepped it up last season. And this season, running him at the 5 has just been very good. I'm just kind of interested to see, you know, where they see him on the timeline of this team. I think he's like 26 years old right now. So he's one of the older guys on the roster, but he's been their best player this season, and he's really been dominating, especially lately. There's not much on the court offensively that he can't do. He really has a complete game on the offensive side of the floor, can take it outside, can also put the ball on the floor. Not a bad playmaker either, you know, playing the 5 position, so he's been very good. Kevin Porter Jr. just has not taken the leap that I think a lot of people expected. And I think it's raised questions like, can he really be a point guard? Is he a point guard for the future of the Houston Rockets? Lately, he's been a little bit better, especially with the playmaking. Still hasn't been shooting the ball amazingly, but he's been really good as far as playmaking goes. And the team's been running well, and it's tough to see because Jalen Green's out. Jalen Green's out. He's their number 2 overall pick. He was one of the top players in the draft. A lot of people, including myself, had him winning Rookie of the Year, and it just hasn't materialized like that so far. I don't know what the rookie rankings are looking like, but I don't think he's anywhere really near the top because it's been a very good class, but he just hasn't been super impressive. He hasn't been, you know, scoring the ball like a lot of people thought. He's had some explosive games, but he's also had some really bad games. But he is a rookie, and I don't think him being out is it's not a big deal. Like, he's going to come back. He's going to, you know, continue to, you know, weather the storm and get better as I think the season goes on, and also as his career goes on. Still such a super young guy. I've talked about Jae'Sean Tate too. He's been just a real find for this Rockets team, man. I mean, undrafted free agent, rookie. I think he played overseas a couple years, G League, all that. And he came in last season, I think, as like a 25-year-old rookie and was playing really well for the team last year. He was one of the best rookies from last season. And I think this season he's continued up stellar plays, has a couple big games during his winning streak. And somebody in my comments said, I forget who it is, I would shout you out, but I kind of forgot. But they said they remind him of Draymond Green. Jae'Sean Tate reminds them of Draymond Green. And I was like, that's a pretty interesting take, man. I could kind of see some similarities. And I think he's going to be the type of player that could just be in a lot of winning situations as his career goes forward, whether it's in Houston or somewhere else. But right now he's playing really good ball for the Rockets. And then there's other guys like, I didn't know Garrison Matthews was on this team. He played for the Wizards last season. Really good jump shooter. He's been shooting the lights out. Armani Brooks has also been shooting the lights out during this winning streak. They haven't played crazy competition, but I mean, it's just good to see this team win games after starting out so bad. And now I think they're like 7-16 on the season. It's still not amazing, not great at all, but it's a lot better than the 1-16 start that they did have. And the winning streak started with them beating the Bulls, and the Bulls are one of the best teams in the NBA so far this season. And they've had some close games against like the Lakers. They had a close game against the Denver Nuggets, against the Knicks. Like, they've had some other close games before this winning streak, so they could even be a lot better than what they are now. This is an interesting team too because I think they have players that could be candidates at the trade deadline. I think Eric Gordon is going to be a name that's definitely going to be talked about in a lot of trade talks. We know John Wall, they want to get him out, but the John Wall situation is just kind of like, we don't want to play you for real, but we might want to play you at some point, but I don't think John Wall wanted to come off the bench or something, but then he came out and said that report was false. Like, there's just a whole bunch going on. I want to see John Wall play basketball because last season he was pretty decent for this team, considering that he was coming off of like 2 seasons of really not playing at all. So I would like to see John Wall get some run eventually in Houston. Hopefully he gets moved on to another situation. Like, Eric Gordon is another guy that's going to be, I think, a trade deadline target for a lot of contending teams. The Rockets, I mean, I'm just glad that it's getting a lot better than when it started. Hopefully Jalen Green, when he comes back, everything, he can get in smoothly and, you know, he can continue to, you know, build stepping stones, get better, take those small victories. We've seen that with a lot of rookies in this class. I think Cade Cunningham, kind of a prime example. He started off very poor. He was shooting the ball not well from the floor at all. And lately, over the last couple of weeks, he's really stepped it up. Hopefully, Jalen Green can kind of take that same trajectory into the rest of the season because I have a lot of high hopes for him, man. He's a great shot maker. I just think it's going to take some time on the NBA level. You can tell him not playing in college might be a little bit of a different transition. Like, we're kind of seeing like the first of the G League players that have used the G League as their system to get to the league. This is kind of like the first example of like really seeing how they translate. At least, you know, a real top prospect like Jalen Green. Sometimes college really helps you, you know, just get prepared, learn how to play in a structured system. The G League might have not been the exact same. I didn't watch a lot of the Ignite games last season, but it's just, you know, it's interesting to see, like, this is the first example. Him, Kuminga's not, you know, he's kind of jumping up and down between the G League and the Warriors, so it's interesting. It's definitely an interesting dynamic, but Houston Rockets are the hottest team in basketball. That's crazy to say, but they are the hottest team in basketball. 6-game win streak. Let's see if they can continue it, man, and maybe they can make a push to, you know, be a fringe playing team. I mean, I think that would be fun. They got a lot of young talent. You know, those guys want to win games. And they got guys that are really still trying to prove themselves too. Like we talked about Brooks, Garrison Matthews, and other guys that really want to prove themselves. Didn't even mention Şengün, their rookie. He's also been playing very well. But it's just good that this Rockets team is now fun because before they weren't fun. But hopefully they continue this up. Jalen Green comes back and he gets his shine too. But the Houston Rockets, best team in basketball, win streak wise. They're playing good ball. But once again, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new. I'll be back tomorrow to talk more basketball. Daily uploads all December, so don't miss it, man. I'm out, though. Peace.
Off season. Let's work. Hey, plotting my escape. This game